For my final project, I chose to do an Ironhack mobile student platform because we currently don't have one right now. Okay, so my first step was research. This is where I did a problem statement, some user interviews, and surveys. Okay, so my problem statement is how might we create a mobile student platform in order to improve students' experience while enrolled in the course. Okay, so I did 6 interviews, 4 UX, UI students, 1 teacher, and 1 TA. Some of the quotes were, it was a big sacrifice to take this course. I really want to get a job when I'm done. Some people were frustrated with having to search all over the place for materials, which I'll talk about later. And some people just wanted some more feedback from their teachers. Okay, and then also I wanted to get a little bit more results, so I sent out a survey on the Slack channel, and I got 29 responses. It was just a quick question, what feature do you believe would be most helpful for you in an Ironhack student platform app? So some of the responses were they wanted to keep track of the slides, they wanted a search feature for the platform to not lose your place, because the back button, it just takes you back to the beginning of the modules instead of the previous page you were on. And also a schedule, just something like to keep you organized. So it was 14 web dev students and 15 UX UI students, because I wanted like a little bit more diversity than what I already knew with just UX. So my next part of the process was synthesize. I wanted to synthesize all of the data that I got. So I did an affinity map, and then from that I created my persona. So this is me making an affinity map. I took all of the results from my surveys and my interviews, and I tried to find out find some common trends to find out what the user's frustrations and goals were. So the most common things were the material in one place and the search in the back button. And then the second most common was teacher feedback and progress tracker. Okay, so this is my persona. This is Jose Mencia, the student. And he just has one quick question. Frustrations, there's a lot to learn because it's boot camp and I don't have enough time. It's hard to read the material because it's all over the place. There's no way to search for what I'm looking for on the platform. And I don't get enough one-on-one time with my teachers. He wants to make a career change. He wants to network. He wants to learn the process and learn from experts. Okay, and then my next phase was ideate. So everything's all over the place, so I took note of all of the different communication channels to try to see what information was where. I decided we'll go through this. Okay, so here we have the current platform up on the top. That's where we have our slides. It's kind of like our textbook, you can refer back to that after the lesson. We've also got Google Drive, which is where we also have slides, and sometimes we'll have deliverables or templates or things like that. We'll have class photos. We have Medium, which is where we post our pre-work and our case studies. And we have Slack, which is where we do our quick messaging, or sometimes they'll send out announcements or other things like that. We have email also, which is kind of similar. Then we have in-class discussion, either with our teacher or with students. And then also the whiteboard, sometimes things will get written on there, important things, and then obviously it'll get erased. Okay, so I decided to start with mobile first. I originally was gonna just go right to the desktop version because that's what would be most helpful for me. But after talking to my classmates, I discovered that a lot of people do want the option to use their phone. And so just starting with mobile first it makes it easier for when you start with the smallest space possible, then it'll look better and be functional when you expand it. So I did a Moscow for feature prioritization. I've decided the most important things were to include all of the information from Google Drive in the platform. That's slides, deliverables, templates, and schedule. Also a search and back button, and allow students to submit assignments. And I even got a should, which was the progress tracker. in the app that I made. So this is my user flow. So my one task was to submit an assignment. We don't currently have a submit assignment feature, and I chose this because I would be designing a mobile device, and I think that that's the most valuable part of the mobile device, is the ability to just take a picture of your assignment and submit it that way. So the pain points that it will solve was to organize all the materials in one place, the search and back, ability to work towards building a portfolio throughout the whole course, because a lot of students' goals were to get a job. So if you have all of your materials there, it's easy to refer back to that while you're building your portfolio. Also, no confusion to what is due and if you're on track or not. So my next step was to prototype. I did a mid-fidelity prototype and then some usability testing. This is what my mid-fidelity looked like. And then so I did some usability testing. I needed to see if it solved the user's problems and was easy to use. So this screen was one of the main problems. I got that people didn't know that they could click on these buttons because they were grayed out. So these are all of the different days, and this is the one like you are on, but I made it gray so it looks like you're here. Okay, and this one, I didn't know what I'm supposed to submit for the assignment. I didn't have any description of what the assignment was, so I added that to my next prototype. Also, this one, why do I need to leave a caption, or what should I write? So this is when you like submit a photo. I give an option, or well, it was necessary to leave a caption, but I end up making it optional afterwards. Okay, so now with all of that feedback, I made a high fidelity prototype. Now you see all of the modules. So you're on week 7. You've also got your progress tracker here. This was something that people requested a lot. So now you go to your days, and we're on day 3. So here you have your schedule, and right at the top, it's really all of your materials are right there, your slides, your additional materials, and your tasks. So you just finished your feature prioritization assignment, and you want to go and you want to submit it. Click on the tasks. Right here, feature prioritization. It gives you a little description of what it is. So you go and you take a picture, and you make sure you're okay with it. You can add more photos if you want to, or retake it. Then you go next. And this tells you why you leave a caption, and also it's optional. So you click here. I use the Moscow method. Then you can remember that. And then you can also choose who can view it. Public, only me, choose people, and then submitted. And that's it.